Should be.
Yeah. There
We are live.
Hello,
Hello, pre-show. What does your thing say now? You changed it again, Troy. What does it say now? As depressed as something. At least you remembered the spaces.
I did.
we didn't start recording yet, right?
No, just broadcasting.
Okay.
Drink.
Drink.
But I'm ready to go if everybody's ready to record.
All set.
Yes. You do have to do
Yes.
one more yes chant.
Yes. Yes.
At
Yes.
least one. You're probably going to do it throughout, I'm sure, but at least one.
We'll see what the night brings. Okay. That's a thing that happened, and we caught it on video.
I have to up my choreography game now.
You should always have your choreography game strong.
I try. I've been working on my pin too much.
See, I knew you guys would get along. This will be fun.
We're gonna earn that explicit tag today.
We always
Probably.
do, especially when Troy's on the show.
Yeah, pretty much. I have to save it up because I can't swear at my job and I can't swear in front of the kid all that much. So
There you go.
I save it up and then just let it out in one giant burst. Kind of like what last night while I was watching the Sunny porno. Hey-o!
Man, I was gonna make that same joke.
We're gonna start recording in 3, 2, 1. Fuck. Okay. All right. Let's go. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Let's go.
Hold on. All right. Hold on a second. All right. Mouse is on the record button. Ready to go.
All right, recording.
Good. Okay. So
Think
this
we're
is this is 2:34 in 3, 2, 1. Record. This week's episode of the Rundown is brought to you by Eva Marie's new YouTube channel. Just in case you needed something else to ignore on the internet, it's Eva Marie's new YouTube channel. Alundra Blaze turned 52 years old this week. Her face turned 6 months. It's a cruel joke. Let's just go to the theme song.
Uh-oh.
I'm like hearing uh-oh. No, uh-oh. Don't say uh-oh.
Well, I have.
Oh,
Don't worry
God.
about it. It'll be fine.
Okay, if you say so.
I'm recording. I have 2 tracks now.
Okay, well, as long as everything's still there. You haven't said anything yet, so it shouldn't be too bad. Looser than Sonny's vagina. It's episode 234 of The Rundown. My name is Adam. I'm your host, and it is Wednesday, February 10th, 2016. Joining me this week, back from outer space, Troy is here.
Even my penis looked at me with a depressing look after the Sunny porno was over. It was just like, why? Why do we have to do that? Because I care about our viewers and our listeners. I do want
to make it very clear. I do want to make it very, very clear that nobody affiliated with this show asked Troy to watch the Sunny porno. Troy watched the Sunny porno of his own volition, and I still am not sure why. Also joining us.
Himself is the question.
That's the same reason why like 6 million people bought the China fucking Playboy, because people wanted to see, they wanted to know.
Also joining us this week.
Now and now I know.
For the second week in a row, not scared off. Jason is back.
What's going on, guys? It's going to be an interesting show tonight, I have a feeling.
Yes, I mean obviously there's the one big piece of news that we must discuss that everybody is talking about in the wrestling world.
It is Troy watching the Sunny porno?
It is of course. No, it's not that. It is of course the fact that Titus O'Neil was suspended for 90 days for grabbing Vince McMahon's arm at the end of Raw on Monday night.
During Black History Month.
Yes, at the end of Raw, after Raw had gone off the air and they were continuing on the WWE network for all of 2 minutes, Daniel Bryan made his way through. Wait. Daniel Bryan. That name sounds familiar. Oh! stupid. That's the news story this week, of course. Daniel Bryan retired. And it's very sad.
Quite possibly retarded, too, with the number of concussions he got.
He did say on ESPN that he had been suffering seizures. But I'm not sure I would have made that joke this close to his retirement, but you're drunk, so it's okay.
I mean, I believe Troy also made a 9/11 joke right after Dusty Rhodes' death, so we're just par for the course at this point. Nothing wrong with that.
That's what you have me on here for. That's why you don't pay me, also. Yeah, but, this is classic. The WWE doctors get shit on for making CM Punk wrestle. Then they get shit on for making Daniel Bryan retire. Yeah, they get as many wins as Dolph Ziggler does nowadays. So,
hey, Dolph Ziggler's 2-0 against Kevin Owens, really. But
fuck you.
Dr. Maroon basically turned heel in this whole thing because he was the one that kept saying, the WWE doctor kept saying, no, can't wrestle, we're not clearing him. He's on the internet, everybody's shitting all over them. They hate the WWE. It's a conspiracy. They don't want people booing Roman Reigns, and at the end of the day, the only one that was right from the start was Dr. Maroon. All these other people that were clearing Daniel Bryan were dead fucking wrong.
Oh, wait, you have a lesion on your brain that's giving you seizures. Maybe wrestling's not a good idea anymore.
Yeah.
And Daniel Bryan, of course, was hiding the seizures, too, from everybody, which not necessarily the safest thing to do when you're talking about your brain.
The real question is, how the hell do those other guys clear him? They're looking at the same scans. They had to have seen that lesion on his brain.
Well, I think if I'm not
mistaken... Or they're
mistaken,
just like, that's just a birthmark, it's fine.
Yeah.
What I think
here's $1,500, that's a thumbprint.
They actually thought he watched the Sunny porno. It was just accidental scarring. But actually, I think what I saw, if I heard his interview correctly, he basically said it was a completely different kind of test that kind of combines the two at the same time. So while one cleared him and then the other one cleared him, when you put them together, it allowed them to see something different, and it was something along those lines. And that was the big special test everyone was all excited about that he went to New York for, thinking, oh, this is when he's going to get cleared, and no.
Nope.
The only thing that was missing was right before he came out for all of a sudden Bad News Barrett's music to hit. I heard you were expecting Daniel Bryan to return. I'm afraid I got some bad news.
No, would have even been better if he had started, if they hadn't promoted it as a retirement, they had just promoted it as Daniel Bryan's big announcement, and then Daniel Bryan comes to the ring and starts giving a real happy talk, and then he comes out, Daniel, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
It appears our brain scans.
I've got your scans right here. If you look at this spot right here, you're never going to wrestle again.
Well, at the rate Bad News Barrett's going, he may not either. So, there's that.
That just made me sad, too.
Before we really get into the Daniel Bryan stuff, here's a quick question. Why the fuck are they pumping any money into the WWE Network, right? Why are they not going on their Twitter and saying, hey, 12 o'clock, big breaking news announcement on the WWE Network, and sending people to their big network? Instead, they break it on Twitter and do the ceremony on Raw and then send him for his first major interview on ESPN.
Well, I don't know that Bryan gave him much choice with the Twitter thing, because Bryan was the first one to announce it. And what were they going to do? Fire him? So
fair enough. You can't fire me. I already quit.
You can't fire me. I have no brains in my head anymore.
You can't fire me. I'm a Legion anyway.
Sooner or later, Daniel Bryan will replace Chris Benoit. But at least we will be rid of Brie Bella.
Oh boy.
So and it sounds as if Nikki Bella might never return. So two birds, one stone.
By the way, between the Nikki Bella bit and the Daniel Bryan bit, is there any fucking way she's not winning that title at Fastlane?
Hopefully.
Yes. There's no fucking way she's winning that title at Fastlane.
Not at all. They need to go make babies.
I think she may win it and then drop it on Raw the next night. It wouldn't shock me.
I gotta tell you That little bit during the speech that started the "That's what she said" chant, I thought was amazing. I just love that off the cuff, just because that totally. I guarantee you, if he had thought of that beforehand and asked, can I make that? Somebody would have said no.
No.
But because that was not exactly a PG joke. Anyway,
but I think it was subtle enough to get away with it.
Yeah.
Those of us with dirty minds got the whole joke. But
He's
yeah,
he's gonna do a flying headbutt right into that crotch. That's for sure.
now, is it okay if he sleeps with Nikki? Can he just say it was an accident because they look the same?
With the way his brain is now, he can get away with a lot.
There you go.
Oh, concussion brain. Sorry. Oh.
And if you watch Total Divas,
I don't know what Paige is doing in the bed with me. Oh, concussion brain. Oh.
if you watch Total Divas, John Cena's made it pretty clear he doesn't give a fuck who Nikki Bella bangs. So pretty much get away with whatever he wants. But the Daniel Bryan bit, one thing I would like to say, this guy, I think, is the nicest fucking guy in the world. I don't. He takes his big moment and uses it as an opportunity to plug wigs for sick kids.
yeah.
Your moment, and you're taking it for a free plug for cancer kids. And Adam, you've been in the business a while. I've been in the wrestling business, God, 15 years plus now. There are I've met some real shitty people in locker rooms. Met some great people too. Don't get me wrong. But there have been some real pieces of shit. This guy might be the nicest goddamn person that ever laced a pair of boots in the business. It's crazy.
Yeah. And from everything I've heard, that's true across the board. So,
Adam, you've been in the cancer business for a while. How did you feel about Daniel Bryan's statements?
I never got a wig.
You might still be able to get away with it. How awesome would that be if they gave you Daniel Bryan's hair?
Or just Goldust's old wig.
There you go. That'll work.
There you go. That'll work.
Is that part of the transgender operation?
That was real. That was real hair, right? That Goldust wig.
I assumed that I assumed it was Terry Runnels Bush.
I'm pretty sure many people can attest to the fact. Never mind. A lot of people have seen that. Speaking of which, Sonny, why don't you give us a review?
It was bad.
How bad was it?
It
was so bad. I don't have anything. I don't have anything.
It was so bad that Chris Candido was resurrected and then died again from shame. That's how bad it was.
It was so bad.
It was so
almost didn't masturbate to it.
So
it was so bad. My penis actually retracted inside my body, and now I have a vagina.
That's right.
Is that what happened to China?
That might be what happened to her, honestly, because that thing was looking a little beat up. It was also very sad to watch It was also very sad to watch the Chris Candido tattoo on her bouncing up and down. She has what most of us would call thug face at this point in her career. Also, she is incredibly drunk through the entire thing, or on something.
Probably
because there are a couple of times where I think that the dude surprises her because she suddenly just spazzes out and will hit him. Or there's also a point in I almost called it a match because there's a point that she starts calling spots, which is really weird. There's also a really weird thing where she's just slobbing on the guy, and she pauses and goes, "My fans love this." And it's like, what? What? So it's weird. It's sad. You can skip the first scene because it's just her diddling herself, and no one wants to see that anymore. But yeah, it's a bald David Flair with back tattoo, and he really should. I hope they paid him a lot because, to be the one forever associated with that trash heap. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know. I think he's actually contracted the Black Plague from that encounter too.
I feel really bad right now. I feel really bad right now because we segued into the Sunny porno before I could play Sal's voicemail, which is about Daniel Bryan, and now I don't want to go back because it is so wildly inappropriate at this point.
So Daniel Bryan is about the same size as Chris Candido, who banged Sonny. So let's go back now to Daniel Bryan.
Right. Or we could pump the brakes here and slide in a little thing.
Was that from the movie?
Like what happened in the Sunny porno?
To coin a phrase.
Yeah, to coin a phrase. Let's go. Let's revisit the Titus O'Neil thing for a second.
Okay.
This is where we might differ. This is where we might differ on opinions a little bit. While I think that the suspension was a little too long, I think he completely deserved it. It's live TV.
I did read one report that said it got cut down to 60 days, but still.
Yeah. So
it's a very awkward pause.
It's a live show. Yeah, it's a live show. He went off script. He grabbed Vince McMahon's arm, completely breaking kayfabe, which McMahon hates. He still believes in it. It's still real to him, damn it. He deserves to be suspended, or at least reprimanded, or hey, just fucking cut him. Who cares? Nobody's gonna miss him anyways. The fact that the primetime players broke off screen just happened. Yeah.
So. As far as the breaking kayfabe part, you go back to that. First off, I think everyone kind of figured they were done taping at that point. Everyone had already started to head to the back. But second of all, I assume then the suspension's coming for the Dudley Boys because they, who had just turned heel 10 minutes before, were high-fiving Daniel Bryan on his way out, and one of the only people to shake his hand on the way out, strangely. So I think kayfabe was broken by multiple people in that spot. I only hang Titus O'Neil. Honestly, my take is it's probably some type of wellness violation, and they've been pumping him up as this big, ambassador of causes and great dad and all that stuff, and they don't want to announce it. Because even if, 90 days for that is excessive when you factor in the first wellness violation is 30 days. So 30 days for doing coke, 90 days for touching a guy. little crazy.
They don't test for coke. Please.
Why do you think Sonny left?
There's no way that Ric Flair could pass a drug test, even though he hasn't done coke in like decades, just because it's like 90% of his bloodstream at this point.
Hey, they keep bringing Rob Van Dam
no
back.
way. I haven't seen him lately. Is he still alive?
He is still alive.
Has anyone checked on Rob Van Dam lately? I assume he's rather just killed himself.
I thought he was in the Sonny movie.
No. Rob's got. I think Rob still has some hair. He might be balding at this point, but I think he's still got some luxurious locks on him there.
There were rumors. Getting back on topic. There were rumors that it was an issue. It was a professionalism issue, whereas there are apparently a lot of talents who are kind of skirting the line of acting professionally at events and outside events, and they're really trying to start cracking down on that thing because obviously they want it to be a professional company with people who act appropriately, and so this was kind of just the last straw, and so this 90-day suspension was kind of a warning shot to the other performers who are possibly kind of acting out of line to say, hey, stop fucking around, or this will be you too.
I assume last week when we talked about what would happen when The Rock went off book, and we said what would happen if somebody other than The Rock did that? Well,
this is what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotta assume that the Usos have done something, because they have really been buried heavily. They had to have done something backstage. They were like ramped up to face the New Day for the championships, and now they're getting put through tables, and they're going to face the Dudley Boys, I guess. So the New Day are just done with facing people for the belts, I guess.
Well, that's an interesting question because where do we go with the New Day for WrestleMania at this point? They've disposed of the Usos already. They're done with the Dudley Boys. I mean, I suppose maybe the Lucha Dragons. But who wants to see that? Of course, again, it's Mania, so it'll be a 7-team tag match, I'm sure. So maybe they'll just get them all in there.
It'll be them. They'll probably throw the Primetime Players back together for a night.
It'll be a tag team battle royal.
Yeah, exactly. The Dudley Boys, Lucha Dragons.
The Andre the Giant Memorial Tag Team Championship Battle Royal.
Yeah. They'll throw Rybaxel back in there.
Battle Royal.
Rybaxel.
They'll probably get the Body Donnas and throw them in there too. Just whoever they can find off the street. Of course, there was talk.
Who plays Skip?
Chris Candido. It's the dead Body Donnas.
They're bringing it. They're digging that fucker up.
He's already rolled over after the Sunny movie, so we're good.
Weekend at Body Donna's.
Yes. It's just gonna be Landstorm is just gonna cut him out and wear a Chris Candido suit and wrestle. There was a back on a serious topic.
Can they still get Tom Pritchard to zip?
They could try.
They could zip around in a wheelchair.
Yeah, we might be able to build up Enzo and Cass to lead to a WrestleMania match, but they're gonna have to debut pretty soon.
As the new Body Donnas?
Maybe.
Well, they were on the dark match this week on Main Event or whatever it is, SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, well, about that. Sami Zayn's done a bunch of dark matches, and Finn Balor's done some dark matches. Dark matches don't really mean anything. It's when they actually get on TV.
Right, but I think
really
NXT seems like they're moving towards the American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable as their top guys. So I think they're kind of taking that spot Enzo and Cass as the top babyface team have had. Maybe that's by design, because the plan is to move Enzo and Cass up. So that's actually a realistic possibility at this point.
Otherwise, you always have the option of the Wyatt brother or the Wyatt family against them again. Maybe.
No, Braun Snowman has to face the Undertaker.
I didn't mean him.
I heard that scrapped, by the way. Thank God.
Yeah, it was it was originally the plans were that after the internet backlash, as we discussed last week. I'll
take credit for it.
Gone. Sure. Apparently, there are reports that Strowman himself is being booked exclusively by Vince. He's another one of Vince's pet projects, and everything that he does on TV comes down from Vince, including the way he moves, the way he sells, the way he falls out of the ring. Everything comes down from Vince directly.
The way he forgets he's supposed to punch a garbage can. The way he comes into the ring and says, "What's up, Doc?" Those kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, actually, from Raw, outside of Daniel Bryan, from Raw, here's an interesting thing. If you noticed, they did the whole segment with the Wyatts beating the shit out of Ryback, or as Daniel Bryan would say, the Ryback. They beat the shit out of him.
A joke or something, because he said it on ESPN too. And I'm like, I don't understand why that's still a thing.
I think they mentioned it on Table for Three. I don't remember what the actual reason was.
Take a look at that.
But yeah, so they did that whole segment with Ryback and the shit kicked out of him, and nobody that they had geared with the Wyatts, no Brock Lesnar coming out, no Big Show coming out, nobody came out. They just let Ryback get the shit kicked out of him. So now we talked last week about the whole Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania thing, and now it's starting to look like maybe we really are doing Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, because that's the point where you want him to come out to keep that Wyatt thing going and plant the seed, and he wasn't there.
Yeah, I thought that was a great segment, by the way. The whole Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar thing that happened on Raw.
That's phenomenal.
With that said, I think we are far enough removed from porno talk at this point that we can go back to Sal's voicemail without it being weird.
I can jump right back into it if you need me to.
Maybe after.
I'm always down for good porno talk.
Yeah, but this is not a good. This is not a good porno, is the thing. That's the problem.
I have websites running behind this window.
This is the very opposite. This is the very opposite of a good porno. Anyway, let's listen to Sal.
I would love to sit here and talk about the Dudleys turning heel. I'd love to sit here and talk about Dean Ambrose cracking Brock Lesnar in the nuts. I'll leave that for you guys this week. Because this week, I need to talk about something. I need to get something off my chest. You see, I don't care what the snarks say. Some of them who, once in a while, when they feel like a co-host the show, who don't like or don't appreciate or got sick of Daniel Bryan. Let me tell you something. 6 years ago when that man debuted in the WWE, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to play it up, I did not know who he was, other than I knew he was an indie wrestler. I learned who he was. And I watched him grow as a performer. And what happened in 2013 and 2014 was something that I've never seen before in my life in wrestling. You know, they call it a work shoot. And a lot of the stuff that they scripted Daniel Bryan in going into WrestleMania 30, it's real life shit. Okay? He was not supposed to be the guy. He was not supposed to be the face of the company. He was never supposed to be as over as he got. He's going to have his little match after SummerSlam. He was going to go into a program, Randy Orton. He was going to be forgotten. And they wouldn't let, they being the people, wouldn't let them forget him. He mentioned it last night on Raw. You had a night where they're promoting Randy Orton versus John Cena, World Heavyweight Champion versus WWE Champion. And the only thing the crowd cared about was Daniel Bryan. I've always been a fan of the anti-establishment. That's why I'm an original ECW fan. Always been a fan of anything that goes against the grain. You have to understand, Daniel Bryan wasn't even my favorite wrestler for a long time. That's how much this guy meant to the business, because after a while, he became everyone's favorite wrestler. How can you not root for this guy? And it's sad. It's sad, and we all know what happened with tons of people who have either died or killed themselves because of concussions or whatever. I'm not even going to bring up names. It sucks. But I believe him that he's had multiple concussions in his career. Guys, he's 1 year older than I am. I'm 33 years old. He's 34. And to think that his body, you know, is broken down so much because of what he gave to this business at the age of 34. They have Ric Flair over there in his 60s still wrestling every now and then. But still, you don't think of 34 as the age I'm going to retire. You have Jericho and AJ Styles in a major program right now, and they're both well over 34. It is way too soon for a career like that to be cut short. But it's not, you know, up to him really. It's what the doctors have said. And it is what it is when you have that many concussions in this day and age. That's it. Your career is done, and it sucks because I'm telling you, that guy, he always was something special. And he became something special for a lot of WWE fans that didn't know who he was, other than that NXT kid who got fired for choking Justin Roberts with his own necktie. Yeah, fired. How many indie guys get fired their first week on TV and go on to have the career that he had? Talk to you guys next week.
Speaking of choking, I think we should take Sal's shoelaces away from him. Oh, my Lord.
That'll happen.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's incredibly sad, and I actually posted something on my Facebook wall. The thing of it is, I appreciate the fact that he got to go out in the way he did. Working on the indies for years, I've seen guys who they never get that fanfare, they never get that moment to say goodbye. It's just over in a heartbeat. And, you know, if nothing else we can take positive out of it, it's that he got to go out on his own terms. He'll get to live a life of hopefully health going forward. And he got that last moment, that last yes chant, as he put it, and that chance for the fans to say goodbye to him and show him how much he meant to them. And I think that outpouring of support has definitely gone noticed by Daniel Bryan.
Sure.
Yeah.
I did notice. They were running the tweets at the bottom of the screen as they always do, and they were running all the thank you Daniel Bryan tweets. And there was one fan who tweeted about how Daniel got to go out on top. And I thought to myself, really? Really? You get stripped of the Intercontinental title. You're not on TV for 6-8 months.
Hey, he never lost the World Heavyweight title. He never lost the Intercontinental. So Chris Axel never been eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Fuck you, that guy's still the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, except he wasn't. Like, Edge went out on top. That you could say. But yeah, Bryan, he hasn't been on TV in forever.
Total Divas.
So
doesn't count.
That doesn't count. That's not real TV. Plus, as much as they'd like to pretend that it happens in real time, it's filmed 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, there are people that show up backstage that are not with the company anymore. Eventually, there's going to be a time where you're going to watch an episode of Total Divas and be like, didn't he die last week?
Actually,
it's going to happen.
Actually, it's funny because there was the continuity is so screwed up on that show, and I full disclosure, I have to watch it every week. My wife loves it. But they did this whole bit with Nikki Bella and Dolph Ziggler, and Nikki's all upset because Paige was with her, and then Paige left Japan to go home early, and then Nikki was wrestling at the fucking show where Nikki wrestled Paige. Like, she didn't go home. She was at the fucking show. Like, she's not even trying. Sorry, after the end of
They probably don't
It's not news that Total Divas is a terrible fucking show.
Yeah.
On the side, Sean says, I'm the same age as Daniel Bryan, and I've had more concussions than he has. But of course, that's what happens when you choose life as a dodgeball coach for the severely mentally ill.
Well, that's the other thing.
Well, at least Daniel Bryan might join his team next year.
Yeah, and to Troy's point, he says, Roddy Piper and Dusty Rhodes were on Total Divas last week.
But yeah, you know what? It's one of those things that now as a society we're so much more conscious of concussions. I mean, I played football growing up. God knows how many concussions I've suffered through the years, just undiagnosed, and nobody thought about it.
So much.
It's true, right? It's like when I found out that Troy used to do these shows drunk. It's like, boom, it makes sense now.
Dang.
But yeah,
you just got to listen to an episode to know that. I'm not trying to hide the fact that I'm an alcoholic.
Hey,
everybody drinks on this show, but me, and Raccoon Reigns, because he has such a low tolerance because he's such a small mammal.
Well, and the lack of opposable thumbs. So
sure.
Yeah. Well, he could just lick it off the bottom of that trash can. I'm sure you can get a contact high off of it.
Wait, are you talking about the Sunny movie?
Oh, God.
There's
the line. There's the line. Yeah. Here's where Jason is.
That's where I live my life.
So, speaking of taking out the garbage, NXT released some guys.
You are so expertly segueing into the things I thought I mentioned before the show that I didn't think we were going to get to. It's like you planned it.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
Yeah.
So I'll do the news this time. So 2 nameless guys got released. Nobody cares about them.
Yeah.
Yep. Sylvester Lefort,
Peter Howard and Magno were their names.
I already said nobody cares about them. Marcus Louis and Sylvester Lefort got released, which I was pissed about because I happen to like the Legionnaire's disease. And then Bullshit got released, and I was happy. And that's the news.
Yes, Bull Dempsey got released. Sylvester Lefort, Marcus Louis, even though we still have that unfinished story with Tyler Breeze.
Well, Marcus Louis.
Are you laughing at Marcus Louis, or are you laughing at what Sean posted on the side over here?
I'm laughing at that because I was pissed about Marcus Louis getting cut. Right. I happen to like Marcus Louis. He was doing just fine.
Sylvester LaForte.
Then they made him shave his head as a. Sylvester LaForte is whatever. I mean, once they didn't bring him up with Alexander Rusev, it was pretty much writing on the wall on that. Yeah. But Marcus Louis, I mean, they were working at it. They like started off doing like, okay, he's gonna feud with Tyler Breeze because he's an Uggo or whatever like that.
And they did that creepy thing where
did you see him? Did you see him? He's back there. He's like Phantom of the Opera, shit like that. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I guess he got. They're like, oh, I guess he got lost out there because we don't know where he is anymore.
He just got a lot better at hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean says,
but not as good as JTG though.
or David Otunga. Sean says, I've had my fair share of concussions, but it never impacted me when I burrito Santa Diaper Frog. I thought I could make it through that. And I couldn't. Burrito Santa Diaper Frog is is my safe word actually.
Nice. Good to know. Good to know. So now we've got a couple more NXT guys cut. We've been going through this now. Every couple of months we seem to lose another one. Kale Bishop getting cut. Solomon Crow getting released. James Storm just disappearing and nobody talking about him ever again. We're like 5 years into waiting for WWE to start making cuts to their roster. I think every year the past like 3 years we've been like, this is it. This is where Zack Ryder's going. This is where they're going to finally get rid of David Otunga and stuff like that. The last time we had a big purging was when they took out 2 of the 3-man band. And that was what, 3 years ago?
The wrong.
And we're like, yeah, the wrong 2. Yeah.
Well, so, David Otunga. David Otunga is actually now part of the actual WWE legal team. He's got a job in the office, which is why he's not on TV anymore. Apparently, they decided.
So gotcha. Yeah. So he's the one who sent CM Punk's termination papers on his wedding day.
It's possible.
Gotcha. Now we know who to blame.
Is he still is he still in the Now Then Forever bumper at the beginning of all the shows? Because when it was the old WF logo one, he was in there for far too long, with his little coffee cup and his Argyle sweater vest.
It's like, I'm still employed.
Don't forget, I'm still here for no reason.
20 cents every time that thing goes.
Yeah. Well, you think
I get a check for $1.50 a week from that.
Well, you think they got 4 shows a week because it still counts for Superstars and Main Event. I can't really count NXT because it's on the network and nobody gets residuals from the network. But you got 4 shows a week and then you got 1 pay-per-view a year. He's making a good $3 a month off of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he needs any money. His fat, annoying wife takes care of all that for him.
Sean wants to know if Titus O'Neil can hire David Otunga to appeal his suspension.
Those aren't the same guy?
Racist.
At least once a week.
What, next thing you're going to tell me is that Hideo Itami and Funaki aren't the same guy?
Why would I tell you that? That's I thought we went through this last week when we decided that...
you weren't here last week.
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Whatever the fuck I was on here last. What were we talking about the fact that Kalisto was fighting Kalisto?
All the different
I thought we went through all that already.
All the different Kalistos, all the different Hideo Itamis.
Hideo
Itami's making his return at TakeOver Dallas and fighting Tyler Breeze. Or fighting Sami Zayn, rather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway.
And Kalisto came back last night and teamed up with Kalisto, so all good.
Blatant racism. Yeah.
Well, it's better if it's blatant instead of subtle. It's really shitty, subtle racist. At least be honest about what you stand for. Have the balls. Speaking of balls, Brock Lesnar got kicked in the dick again on Monday.
Is that like his kryptonite? Because he's down for like 5 minutes every time he gets slammed at the balls.
Seriously, it's like just
like
get the testicles.
I'm surprised. I'm just surprised that Sable doesn't have them in her purse.
Ooh.
I'm surprised that he even has testicles anymore since he's juiced himself up so much that I figured that they were inside of him.
He's going to find me and kill me now.
Oh boy.
He's right behind you, dude.
I don't know what Jason's doing, but it's making a lot of noise.
Sorry, I had to go to bed.
He's running away from Brock Lesnar.
I just got kicked in the dick.
Oh.
I had to pay extra for it, too.
I'm glad that Dean Ambrose went to the Undertaker low blow school. That was nice. That's all you gotta do to win a match against a guy, apparently.
Well, nobody's won a match with him.
I mean, I was glad that
you gotta do it beforehand.
I was glad that Dean Ambrose finally got the one up on Brock Lesnar, because the entire everything else that has happened in this story has been just Brock Lesnar beating the shit out of and making one of the top contenders for the WWE title look like garbage. So I'm glad that Dean at least got the upper hand at least once in this fucking storyline.
Well, yeah, that's the gimmick. He's going to be the underdog. If they do go forward with this at WrestleMania, it's going to be the how can he possibly beat him? Look at the size difference. They'll play at that whole angle. And that's they don't have Daniel Bryan anymore, so they need a new underdog. So
and then he'll lose anyways.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Yeah. Of course, AJ Styles is not the underdog. He's the pit bull, different kind of dog.
Has that dude talked yet?
No. Well,
Why do you
sort
suppose
of.
that is?
Because of his accent. Vince doesn't like Southern accents. It's funny actually at the JBL Legends show with Farouk there on Simmons. They tell a story about how at one point they basically told JBL, "You have a Texas accent, you can't talk on TV, you'll sound stupid." And they sent them out and told Farouk to cut the whole promo and not give JBL the mic. And Farouk basically said, "Fuck off," and gave him the mic anyway, and that was the rest. And then, it doesn't matter. But there's definitely a perception in that company that people with a Southern accent sound stupid, and we don't want you talking. And to be fair, AJ's not a talker anyway.
Oh, golly jeez. Yeah, but Luke Harper was supposed to have a Southern accent. That's why he lost the IC belt. And technically, Bray Wyatt's got kind of a Southern accent. Bray Wyatt?
Well, Bray Wyatt's a little Cajun accent, I guess, and it kind of fits the whole cult leader gimmick that he does, but Luke Harper doesn't talk. It's the pattern is long-standing in terms of how they feel about a Southern accent and whether they let those guys talk. But I believe, spoiler alert, AJ does cut a promo on SmackDown this week.
Right.
Oh, golly, I'm going to be taking on Chris Jericho.
You should just do it in Japanese.
Does anyone remember that? Does anyone remember that time that I didn't know that Stone Cold Steve Austin did a promo? That was real stupid.
Wait, AJ Styles is Yogi Bear?
Pretty much. You ever hear that guy talk? Golly jeez. He
does wear a necktie with no shirt.
So. True. There was a moment on the Indies. Somehow.
Anyway,
that's right.
Go ahead, Troy.
There was a moment on the Indies where this was way back when, where I forget who he was against. I think it was like Chuck Taylor or somebody like that who was like a comedy guy who decided to get on the mic after a match and started to cut the Stone Cold Steve Austin promo. So he started off with "you over in here with bumping on your Bible." Styles, who is ultra religious, jumps up, grabs a mic out of his hand, and goes, "You can make fun of my wrestling ability. You can do whatever you want, but you will never make fun of my Lord and Savior." Drops the mic and walks out. And everyone's just like, "Does he not know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is? Like, anybody? Like."
He fucking dropped the mic. That's it.
He didn't watch wrestling.
He dropped the mic.
What kind of wrestler doesn't watch wrestling? That's all I'm saying.
Well, Sting didn't watch wrestling for a long time, right? He didn't like the product.
Sting's an 0-2 jackass who's in the Hall of Fame. Whoa! Hot take.
Speaking of which, Hall of Fame, did they put Daniel Bryan in this year?
This year? I don't think so.
No.
It would be like Sting's career to have him be upstaged right before he actually goes into the Hall of Fame.
I would think he would be a headliner, which actually kind of goes into my question, which I think, and I posted it on Twitter, and of course nobody called. because why would they? Given his run and everything that he's accomplished over the past 16 years, is Daniel Bryan a legend?
I would say yes. Not necessarily entirely for what he did in the ring, so much as the doors I feel like he's opened for other guys, in a way that perception, I think, in the back has changed a little bit, that a guy that size can succeed to the top, can get to the top, can get the fans behind him without being a punchline. And you can actually get over by just being a really good wrestler.
See, and I actually disagree. I think that he gets in simply on merit alone. He's a Grand Slam champion. He's won every single belt that he was able to win, and he is a 3-time WWE champion. I think that speaks for itself. But does he get into the Hall of Fame? Well, Rikishi's in there.
Oh yeah,
pretty much anyone can go in there.
True. I actually had a huge debate last year because I said Rikishi wasn't the Hall of Famer, and I had a bunch of guys just kill me for it.
He's not.
That's what I said.
He's not.
Yeah. Bushwhackers.
You should
put the Bushwhackers in before Demolition. I'm sorry.
You should have come on the show at that point, and you and Troy
could have
had a wonderful conversation about it.
There you go.
We could, but it would just been us agreeing with each other on that because both of us agree the Bushwhackers don't belong in there.
That's
and
why
Rikishi doesn't fucking belong.
That's why I said
because
and not argument.
I will say Daniel Bryan was. I will say Daniel Bryan.
Not in there.
Daniel Bryan.
You know who's not in there? The fucking Rock. The Rock's not in there. All right.
Daniel Bryan got a huge boost thanks to John Cena putting him over clean, though. I will say that.
I'm assuming that Daniel Bryan gets in the Hall of Fame the same year that Triple H gets in the Hall of Fame.
Sean says
Triple H can headline over.
Sean says they should put Daniel Bryan in the Hall of Fame only because they're running out of marquee people. If they don't put him in this year, the secondary headliner is going to be Harvey Whippleman.
That's pretty much.
Well, no, I think the Freebirds are probably going in this year. I think that was the rumor I heard. So that down in Texas, that's a pretty goddamn big deal. So
it's Freebirds, Jacqueline. I forget who it was.
Oh, she's already in.
Ashton Kutcher.
Kutcher.
There was something that was a leaked list of Hall of Famers this year. Let me look at it while you guys vamp. Or not talk. That's fine. You can do that.
I'm sorry. I got so distracted by Jason dancing. I couldn't.
I haven't even taken my shirt off yet.
I couldn't think. Now that Sting is retired, is he going to be called Stung?
I think that one was a little bit of a reach, Adam.
I was going to say, is that the worst joke you've heard today?
Get out.
I can't get out. It's my show.
We're just going to sit here in awkward silence and force Troy to go faster.
That's what happens on this show. Is somebody says vamp, and then Troy either starts beatboxing. Sean says, let's play the remaining voicemail while Troy is occupied. We have a voicemail?
Did Marty call?
Oh, God.
I don't think Marty called back. Let's see.
Fucking Giannetti.
Okay, this is fresh in here. I haven't seen this one before. Let's. I'm not sure how Sean knew that it was there, but there is a voicemail in the mailbox. So let's take a listen to this.
Rundown Wrestling Podcast. This is about like brotherhood, the abolishment of typecast characters. We have your most beloved caller, Bob Dunn from Moldova. If you ever want to hear him live again, he will bring a bag full of $10,000 in unmarked bills and leave it under the ring at the John McCarthy Elementary School in Peabody, Massachusetts on Saturday, March 5th, on Liberty States returns with high-flying, body-slamming wrestling action. For every hour which goes by without payment, we will remove a finger. After that, we will move on to the toes. If we still do not receive the money, the torture will expand to such methods as waterboarding, electrocution, and a firecracker in penis hole. These are our demands. You have just over 3 weeks. Do not let us down. Or Tony Moltisanti, maybe next. You have been warned.
So what does it say about me that the only thing I made out of that was firecracker and penis hole?
Well, if you're listening for something, you can instantly hear it better.
It's fairly unintelligible at the beginning, but from what I can gather, they have kidnapped this whatever group this is that I didn't catch the name of because it was again unintelligible at the beginning. Have apparently kidnapped Bogdan from Moldova, who is one of our favorite voicemailers. Still trying to get the WWE Network on his VCR, by the way. And they're holding him for a ransom of $10,000 to be left in a duffel bag under the ring at the next Liberty States show on March 5th. The problem with that is that I'm not going to be at the next Liberty States show on March 5th. So it looks like Bogdan's going to end up losing all of his fingers and toes and have a bottle rocket inserted into his pee hole. And so for that, Bogdan, I do apologize, but it's out of my hands, buddy.
Attention, terrorists. I'm afraid I got some bad news.
How about attention, dude who's going to get a firecracker in the dick hole?
I found it, by the way.
Okay.
Charles White.
Okay.
Going as the Godfather. JBL. Jacqueline. Regis Philbin. Fabulous Freebirds. And Sting.
I don't have much of an issue with anybody, maybe save. I mean, Regis Philbin's celebrity winning, so obviously it is what it is. But I might take a bit of issue with Jacqueline. Did she ever actually even have the women's championship? I don't remember.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I believe she did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she had it for.
I know she lost
and
when they brought it back. I know she lost the finals to Sable. I didn't know if she ever. I don't remember her ever actually winning it, but I could just be blacking out on that one.
I wouldn't blame you. Also, Troy caught the racist joke. I did not. That's my bad.
But yeah, when I think of pioneering women wrestlers, I don't necessarily think of Jacqueline. I think I could probably. I would put Ivory ahead of her, probably.
Sure.
Molly Holly.
Is she going to get inducted by Sean Stasiak as meat?
Maybe.
Wearing the underpants trunks with the boner in them?
She is a 2-time women's champion and a 1-time cruiserweight champion.
Yeah, nothing that happened in WCW counts.
That was in WWE.
They have a cruiserweight title in WWE?
They did.
So this is from you blacking out again. Yes, okay. They went after the invasion angle. Yeah, they had the cruiserweight title.
But it was a WCW title.
WWE cruiserweight champion, Jacqueline Moore.
They merged the light heavyweight championship with the cruiserweight championship.
They like the name better, so they're like, yeah, cruiserweight championship.
And then they shit on everybody.
Absolutely. Sean says,
that's why Jacqueline won the championship.
Sean says, stand your ground. And why Hornswoggle is the last cruiserweight champion. Stand your ground. Do not negotiate with terrorists. Well, like I said, there's no negotiation necessary. I'm not going to be at that show, so. Oh well.
Can they send us a videotape of it though?
You sick fuck.
Film? They get his fingers off.
If they did send us,
I just like to see our fans in pain.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Speaking of which, Awesome Kong got fired from TNA.
Yeah.
You guys with the segues tonight, man. Sean also says Hall of Famer.
We're really good with it.
Hall of Famer Michael P.S. Hayes may take umbrage with Jacqueline also being a Hall of Famer. Racism.
Probably.
Yeah. So as we talked about,
racist? I've never heard that.
So as we talked about last week, Awesome Kong attempted to murder Matt Hardy's wife backstage at a TNA show. Sadly, she was not successful. And TNA then decided that their best course of action was to release Awesome Kong. So Awesome Kong has been released from TNA via the altercation on the UK tour, saying, quote, "We conducted an investigation and determined releasing Awesome Kong is the appropriate action in this case. Kong has been a great contributor to TNA and helped solidify the Knockouts as the best female division in professional wrestling. We thank her and wish her well."
I actually just assumed that Awesome Kong was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. How do I get out of here? Got it. Beat the shit out of the champion's wife. Come here.
Could this be?
I'm getting released today.
Speaking of which, is it just me or does Rebby Sky have the worst case of resting bitch face you've ever seen in your life? My lord.
Rebby Sky is the worst bitch I've seen in my life. So
wait, more than Nikki?
Let's put it that way. It's close.
More than Lake Cool.
Maybe we'll have we'll have to have a 5-bitch over the top rope battle royale to figure out who's queen bitch of the S.
We'll have a bitch off.
Speaking of which, is Michelle McCool going in the Hall of Fame this year? It's in Texas, you know.
I know what's going in Michelle McCool in Texas though.
Yo.
When's that movie coming out?
Zombie dick.
Do you think he tombstones her?
That's how they
shoot it in the head.
That's how they 69.
Yeah, they're 69. And then he has like really bad concussion flashbacks, and he tombstones her ass. Sad day as former WWE superstar Michelle McCool has broken her neck. Details are scarce, but we feel there might have been something going on.
Sean says, Awesome Kong assaulted Rebby Sky. When reached for comment, Matt Hardy said, perhaps we're not so different after all.
Well done.
Yes, but could this, Sean, me too, could this be an act of karma?
Oh. It was better than the Sting one, I'll give you that.
Just get it.
I'm saying, is she... I can't, it's my show. You can't take me off my own show.
Sure.
Could she be coming back to WWE is my point.
No. Never gonna happen. The whole pregnancy thing notwithstanding, I mean, even if that had never happened, she's still, I think, 38, 39 years old and in a women's division in the WWE. That's just not gonna fly.
Sean says,
how amazing would it?
True story. There was a Tombstone 69 in Backdoor into China. He should know he watched. Feel free to go research that video too. No.
I assume that the next time that me and the ghost of former host Sean actually are on an episode together, we're both going to have just like a crying session for the episode for the pornos that we have watched.
I don't know what you're
talking about. It's just
going
to be like two Vietnam. It's going to be like two Vietnam vets just talking about the shit they saw.
I don't know what you're talking about. The ghost of Sean has never hosted this show.
Actually, I've got an idea, actually, Adam. Perhaps you can make this happen. But when the inevitable China and Sunny together porno comes out, you can get Troy and they can watch it together.
That will actually be the first time that a lesbian porno will have actual female penetration outside of toys. She's got that clit dick. Now she's got that clit dick.
That would be a shocker.
I swear if you pay close enough attention to it, that her clitoris tries to pedigree another woman's clitoris.
The problem is I'm pretty sure...
God. I'm sorry. John, Jason, I don't think you figured out how to put the Q&A up on the side of the screen because you didn't react to this. Sean says, watching the China video was indeed a lot like Vietnam because I saw some men face down in the muck.
Oh.
Is this the most explicit episode we've ever done?
It might be. I assume that the Backdoor to China's theme music was They Come to Snuff the Rooster. No Alice in Chains? Nothing? Nobody? Come on.
No flow ride.
Uncultured.
I really don't want to end the show on porno talk. But I don't think we're going to get away from it at this point.
So who's the next person to do a porno?
That's a good question. Awesome Kong?
See, I'm still okay with that. Maybe I assume that Alunda Blaze will do it next, and then someone will just like take her and throw her in the trash can.
I would say Nikki Bella, but she can't move her neck, so that would kind of could be a problem.
Get around that. Get around that. I think it'd be okay. No?
Or maybe
Nothing? Adam's tapped out?
Maybe Adam Rose after he gets released.
I'm sure.
I'm just letting you guys run this train into the ground.
The porn edition of the rundown.
I assume an Adam Rose porno is him like showing up as a pizza guy, and then like halfway through the porno being like, "This isn't working," walking out, coming back in as a plumber, going for another couple of scenes, being like, "No, this isn't working either," leaving, coming back in as a construction worker.
Or it's a furry fetish thing involving the bunny. That's possible too.
There you go.
Adam.
He's gonna have a notebook full of like possible episode titles, and he's just gonna have to like throw a dart at it.
Much like the Sony movie.
Braun Strowman was going to throw Alundra Blaze in the trash can, but he forgot and just stood there looking at it instead.
See, it all comes together.
Hello. That does it.
No Sunny porno trivia?
We didn't end on a porn joke. That does it for the rundown for this Wednesday, February 10th, 2016. 222 days since Finn Balor won the NXT Championship, and 22 days till I take the hair from my ass and get it stapled to the top of my head.
Oh.
Speaking of hair on your ass.
Sunny porno?
Oh, she definitely had a hairy ass. She definitely did. Also, I couldn't tell if she was just naturally wet or if it was her tears.
It was her vagina crying.
It's her vagina crying, like, what did you do to me?
audibletrial.com/rundown for a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial. Lucky Pro Wrestling presents Blizzard Brawl at the Elks Lodge in Clinton, Massachusetts on Saturday, February 27th. Atlantic Pro Wrestling presents Wrestling for Reading 3 at the J.G. Whittier Middle School in Haverhill, Massachusetts on February 27th. Albeit one of those shows, you figure out which. And Liberty States returns Saturday, March 5th at the John McCarthy Elementary School in Peabody, Massachusetts. If anybody wants to donate $10,000 to put underneath the ring so Bogdan doesn't lose his toes and his hands and his fingers and possibly his dick, please do so.
I will make sure also to donate to Sunny so she doesn't kill herself tonight.
Thank you for joining us for the last time. Troy and I will be on the same show.
That's right.
You think I would have learned from the whole Trandy debacle?
Yeah, well, my transsexual partner decided not to show up anymore for any of these. So,
by the way, that was a massive diss at Andy's expense during Sal's voicemail. Sweet Jesus, he's not even here to defend himself.
No, it's okay. He doesn't listen.
He doesn't, that's true.
He won't hear it.
Sean says, Tammy Sitch Pro Wrestling presents No Time for Small Packages this Saturday. Follow us on Twitter at Rundown Podcast. Send us an email to rundownwrestling@gmail.com or be like Sal or the terrorists and leave us a voicemail at 206-202-6478. That's 206-20.
Host.
Thank you.
I assume that if Tammy Sitch makes an autobiography, she'll name it like "Remember Me," and then they'll actually just be like, well, "I guess this is going in the mystery section."
See, I thought they should have called the movie "Where the City Don't Shine."
I thought they should have called it 20 years too late. Missing the boat.
What are you doing?
I thought they should have called the movie. Look for this next year in a $5 bin at your local car wash.
Remembering AOL.
Is that your elbow?
I don't even understand that joke.
You have not watched enough porn then, sir.
That's right.
Like us on Facebook. Tell your parents and grandparents to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/rundownwrestling. To make a donation of the monetary variety, go to rundown.podomatic.com. Click the PayPal donate button there. If you donate at least $50, we will read. We'll promote your shit. Sean says Tammy Sitch's autobiography is called "I Never Banged Brett." You can find it in the fiction section. Speaking of which, Tammy in Tammy Sitch's biography,
how do you think his prostate got cancer?
In Tammy Sitch's biography, apparently she tells a story of having sex with Shawn Michaels in an empty locker room. Just in case anybody was interested in that story at all.
Although empty locker room was just the name for her asshole.
Yes.
Yeah,
and of course,
Sean was like, "God,
let's not forget. Let's not forget. Tammy Sitch is the reason why Brett has cancer. Razor Ramon drinks, and Shawn Michaels took drugs."
Yeah.
And actually, Daniel Bryan watched the video, and that's what fucked up his head.
Yeah, the quote actually comes from Shawn Michaels himself. He goes, "Damn, it feels like I'm fucking an empty locker room."
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck was I? Watch archived episodes. Don't watch this one at youtube.com/rundownpodcast and circle me on Google Plus at google.com/+AdamRundownHost.
Is that what made Shawn Michaels lose his smile?
I think he lost more than that in there.
Her vertical smile made him lose his horizontal smile.
Oh,
there it is. There's the punchline.
That's a little too on the brown eye. All right.
Feeling constipated? Go to /Distant Horizons and purchase some poetry. Chasing Distant Horizons, it's poetry for your vertical smile.
Not sure that works.
The ladies edition. It's the ladies edition.
Cause it's ladies' night.
I really hope that you just take that little snippet and just send it to Andy and be like, here's the new blurb for the back of your hard.
What's a sniplet? Is that like a sniglet?
Snippet.
Check out our sister podcast, Shadowvane, at shadowvane.net and patreon.com/shadowvane. The Pen15 Club on Stitcher and iTunes, episode 2 coming. And a new podcast. As
soon as Tammy Lynn Stitch remembers when she... Oh!
Speaking of movies with coming.
And Tune in Japanese, currently on Facebook and Twitter, episode 1 coming eventually. Sean says, Sonny was feeling constipated, but it was quickly jarred loose.
It's a jar, actually.
Now, a complaint was made on Facebook this week by a certain unnamed co-host, so I'm not going to mention that we are available on iTunes for free if you go to itunes.com, if you go to iTunes and search.
That wasn't directed at us.
You can subscribe for free. You get the episode each and every week for $0.00. If you cannot afford a monetary donation, leave a 5-star review because that helps other people find us. If you have left a review in the past, please leave another one because hey, it might help. You don't know. If you leave a text review, we'll read your name and your review at the end of a future episode. Like this fine person, User McUserton. Good username. Says, always a fun listen. Many wrestling podcasts take themselves too seriously. The Rundown is different. They have fun with their opinions. It always makes a run listen on my ride to work. Thank you, User McUserton.
I honestly thought that this was actually a fake podcast, the Raw Attitude podcast, until I just looked it up. It's really real.
With Henry Hugepex, the suplex throwing human
duplex? Henry Hugepex, the suplex throwing human duplex? Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm going to subscribe to it. Let's see if there's actually an episode 2 ever.
Sean says, Sonny got rogered so hard that she now uses Stitcher. Stitcher.com or the Stitcher app on your iOS or Android device.
You did it anyways! You're like, I'm not going to do it, and then you did it anyways.
Titus O'Neil did not get suspended. He's simply shooting the next Sonny movie called Black Door into Sonny.
That was the fucking joke, you idiot.
I know.
You just tripped all over that.
I did. That sucked.
Don't worry, we'll fix it in post.
Do you want to take 2? Do you want to take 2? Too bad.
Which was also part of the Sonny movie.
We don't edit on this show.
Oh, we don't edit on this show. Apparently, neither does Vivid, because they should have edited out a couple of weird things.
How did she get two assholes?
God damn.
There definitely was a weird moment where there was a face lock applied. It didn't go very well.
Usually doesn't.
I've never watched a porn actor tap out that many times in a short amount of time.
Was there a?
Just like, I'm done. No, please let me stop. Please make me stop. Just come on. Why do we have to keep filming this?
For all the latest Sunny videos, subscribe to Tammy Lynn Stitcher. Thank you,
It's
Sean.
not often you have to think about baseball to stay hard.
Was there any kind of leg scissors applied?
Possibly. There was, however, a good
a rear naked choke.
Yeah. I've never seen someone try to push sausage through their mouth that much. Just limp, just that poor guy. I assume that the people at Vivid kidnapped his wife and kids and were like, "You have to do this or we kill them." And he's like, "Please, God, no, anything but that. Just kill him already. I'm fine with it. Just kill him already. I'm not gonna do it."
They showed him a picture of her from '96, and he was like, "Fuck yeah, shit." And then he showed up. Is this her mom?
He Googled it. Yeah.
I might be sensing a change in format for the Pen15 Club. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna need to put a disclaimer at the beginning of this episode that says, "Please don't listen to this episode."
Please don't listen to this episode. For the love of God, just swipe it to the left, hit the red delete button. Just don't even push play on it.
Just hit mark as just press the three dots, click mark as played.
Mm-hmm.
never
existed.
Yep.
Yeah, that is actually not a bad idea to turn the Pen15 Club into a porno review podcast. Except the problem is that you never watch porno, and me and Andy are going to have very different suggestions for what porno we're going to watch. So I don't think that's going to work very well.
If you need a fill-in, I happen to be an aficionado, so.
Oh, there we go.
And Adam can just kind of sit there and shake his head.
Sonny was never much of a wrestler, but last night she was full of Nelson.
If you have this much time to type all of the crap on the side, just come on the fucking show, dude.
He's too good for us now.
Yeah, I know.
He got that fancy. He got that. He's whatever. Thanks to Tegan Brown for the logo.
Big time producer,
as I've been trying to do for the past 15 minutes. Thanks to everyone for listening. I apologize.
Wait till you hear what we do next week.
That's going to be the name of the episode. I'm so sorry.
Thanks to Sean on the side. Thanks to Troy.
Thank you.
And to Jason. He doesn't care. And thanks.
You know, it's like fuck you.
I'm just contributing to that awkward silence.
All right. And thanks to iFightDragons at iFightDragons.com for the theme song. Next week, God knows if will there even be an episode next week. I don't know.
The silent pop shot.
And as always, Jacob, good night and good luck. Fa. Don. Go fuck yourself. But preferably not while watching the Sunny movie.
You'll regret it.
Troy certainly does.
That's what the blurb says on the back. That's what it says on
Sunny side up. You'll regret it.
You'll regret it.
Perhaps over easy is more your style. And I leave you with this thought. If Daniel Bryan got fired for strangling Justin Roberts, and Titus O'Neil got suspended for grabbing Vince McMahon, is Justin Roberts more important than Vince McMahon? And also, would it be punishment or praise for legitimately knocking out the Raw announce team? Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Sonny did porn.
It was gross.
Sonny came home with a mission.
She needed to squat on penis.
Thanks for joining us for the Pen15 Club.
As the days go by.
I'm going to mercifully stop recording now.
I'm going to feverishly masturbate to this later.
Oh boy!
So, if you watch that porno, or if you actually just listen to the porno, you just think it's an old guy trying to work out.
Sounds like my homemade sex tapes.
Oh, I wish you'd said that on the show.
I
That would be the
apologize.
title. Episode 234, an old guy trying to work out.
Yes, but you have so many good choices to choose from.
There's quite a few of them. So terrible. Oh boy.
I'm in favor of just please don't.
Sean says, "Is it possible to get kicked off iTunes? Find out this week."
You got to put that in the description of it.
Lowering the
We
bar
attempt
one
to see
study
if-
joke at a time.
Yeah. We attempt to see if we get kicked off of iTunes. No, I've listened to podcasts talking about pornos before. If those are still on iTunes, we'll be fine.
Oh, they have them with porn stars on all the time.
Yeah. I think we'll be okay.
Oh boy!
Is he really gonna do anything with this Raw Attitude podcast or no?
Sean, are you really going to do anything with his Raw Attitude podcast or no?
Oh yes, that's right. I forgot you could still hear us.
Yeah, Sean says, look up the old footage of Mean Gene working out with Hulk Hogan. Just close your eyes and listen to the audio. You're welcome. I still remember that WrestleCrap entry that said the same thing.
Yeah. Nice.
While we wait for Sean to answer, I'm going to go take a piss.
Have fun with that.
I'm not my phone off.
Oh God.
I think we've broken new ground on this podcast, actually.
I think so.
I think Adam just went to actually cry in the corner silently.
Rundown Breaking Ground presents Sunny Talk.
I will masturbate with your tears.
It's so sad, but I'm still hard. I'm not doing anything with that podcast, but Henry Huge packs the suplex throwing human duplexes. Okay, sounds good. I look forward to it. I am now a subscriber to it.
How do you get the messages on the side? I don't even see them.
There's a if you go to the left side where you've got like the Hangout toolbox, there's a little thing that says Q&A and a speech bubble. You got to click that.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you'll be able to see
There it is. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. There we go.
Nice. Okay. It's not. If I can do it, you can do it.
The question is, can you come up with enough good porn talk?
Oh, I can watch the porno. But it's only entertaining if it's bad porno, and there's plenty of bad porno out there. But that would definitely be.
I once watched one that was a parody of Beavis and Butthead.
There you go.
I encourage you to go look up Beaver and Buttface.
Oh.
And you can say.
There we go. See, that works. We've got 2 episodes, or we've got 3 episodes because we could do the China one too.
There you go. I did not if I have to watch it.
Yeah. Well, you got to watch it because you got to know what you're talking about.
I didn't see the Sunny one. I got by on that.
Yeah.
I only saw the trailer. That was enough.
What programs do you use to create podcasts? Audacity? I use Audacity because you can drop in audio clips to that too and line it up. You can watch a bunch of YouTube videos on it. That's what I did to create the Pen15 one and to do this episode one time. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I just do Audacity because it's free. Although I could use another program and just download it illegally. You know.
Shh.
Oh, sorry. That's where I got the Sunday porno from. I wasn't fucking paying money for that.
Wait, you
I also
downloaded it? That's even worse.
Yeah. That's why my computer is so sad.
Man, just stream it. You don't need to download anything anymore.
I deleted it though. I didn't save it.
Here is a helpful little hint.
That's how bad it was.
Here is a helpful little hint. It's actually not illegal to stream it. It's only illegal to download it.
If Henry needs a co-host, I'd be happy to attempt to be on there, or get one of my friends. Macho Man Savage is still available. I think he's somewhere back here. I have to come up with a better name though, because you can't compete with Henry Hugepex, the suplex throwing human duplex. Oh boy. See, I can't clean these up. Only Adam can, so they're just gonna keep piling up on the side until he gets back.
Actually, the last one I have is the what program do you use one, so I don't know what happened to mine.
It happens like that sometimes. I've had the same problem.
Speaking of having problems, how long does it take Adam to take a piss?
Well, he's got to pull that firecracker out of his pee hole. That takes a little bit.
I think he's watching the Sunny movie.
Probably. He does have. Oh, what's that? Oh, you must have opened Skype.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like the computer just came.
Somebody should at the end of that episode.
It's
not a good episode till someone busts.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, someone really should check on Sal. He sounded seriously depressed.
All right.
And he didn't even call in with trivia.
Yeah. Brian desperately wanted to keep wrestling and did ask for his release. It wasn't simply so he could explore other options either. He obviously still had contracts at places like Ring of Honor from his time with that promotion, and also signed with New Japan and back in 2010 before he was brought into WWE. He was planning to work for these two companies plus a full independent schedule as part of a New Japan deal. He was interested in going to CMLL, which was part of why he continued growing his hair so he could do a lucha de Pustas with his locks on the line against a luchador's mask. This is all because, unlike a lot of guys with some WWE time under their belt and checks in their wallet, Brian wasn't worried about the money or the accoutrements of working for Vince. So he did actually ask for his release. Termination was not something that would happen anytime soon for Brian, as the company still saw him as a marketable asset. They were also concerned about his health, but probably more so that he was a marketable asset.
So we started talking about wrestling after the podcast ended, Adam.
Oh, it's nice of you.
Well, I just saw it on Patriot Seats now.
Yeah, I think that's they had the whole thing where he had asked for his release before he got the results of these most recent tests. I think after that,
I'm pretty sure we had the timeline on there. So yeah.
Yeah, I think he was pretty much convinced by the tests with the whole, lesion on your brain thing. I think that kind of sold him on it.
Yeah. You can clean up the side, Adam. We were having a conversation with Sean.
Henry Hugepex, the suplex throwing human duplex.
I've listened to the Attitude Era podcast. It's really funny. So I'm really curious what Sean can do because he is one of the best episode reviewers or pay-per-view reviewers out there too.
He has a certain wit about him, that's for sure.
Yes.
That's why I knew that. That's why
Mainly
I knew he was perfect on the show, because you were making jokes that were just as awful as his were. Oh, Troy's perfect,
as evidenced by tonight.
Yeah, I think I can safely say we lowered the bar pretty much as low as it'll go tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
But then again, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
God. Goodbye, YouTube.
So
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.